What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Black Nerd Society. We are your host. My bad, I was looking at the wrong camera. Yo, because I'm so used to looking at this camera, and it's over here now. Well, like I was saying, welcome to another episode of the Black Nerd Society. We are your hosts, Jay, Ayana, and Reg. We are on. What are we talking about?
14.
14?
Yes.
Yeah, 14. All right, so we might as well kick into it. Our first segment is going to be our top 10,
Our top 10.
top
Yes,
10
please,
anime.
not
Yeah, let me put
top
this
10.
this disclaimer out here now, because people are going to watch this. They're going to read the title. They're going to read the caption and still
Still
be like,
trying
"Oh,
to-
where is what you call it? And how you got this here?" And this is
Our
our
individual top
top 10 favorite animes, not yours,
Yeah.
not IGN's, not anybody else's. This is ours, and since this is my segment, I'm going to kick it off.
Okay.
Let me get to my list. So that's the wrong list.
Oh my gosh, Mr. List.
All right, so my number 10 is going to be that time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Okay.
And this
okay.
is the. Wow. Okay. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm
Number
starting
10.
from 10
Start
all
from
the way
10
down to 1. Yeah, but great MC, great world building. Know what I mean, great slice of life type of stuff. Like, it's only been like three seasons, but it's actually really
good.
It's really good.
seasons. Really good.
So my number 9, which might come as a surprise because we just recently watched this not too long ago, is Inuyashiki, The Last Hero.
Yo, that shit was
Okay.
that fucking funny.
That
Yo,
really,
I can respect that.
they covered so much in those 10 episodes.
and
It was
there's so much going on. Such a different perspective on
Yeah.
how to do a world building and story and everything.
yeah, like you had a really good MC, a really
Yeah.
good anti-hero, a really good story,
yeah.
like just really good plot. Like it was just done really well.
Yeah.
Like I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, but it was really good.
Yeah.
So my number 8 is Fist of the North Star.
Okay. Okay.
One of my favorite old school early animes. Like I'm really into like the action type of stuff. So
Yeah.
that was like really early on action type of stuff. So that's why I have it up here. My number 7 is going to be Mob Psycho 100.
Okay.
Love the theme of it. Like it's a little bit different. It ain't your typical magic or
Yeah.
like it's like psychic expert type of stuff, and it's really done well. The MC is really good.
Yeah.
I like the whole story behind how his power is and how it works and stuff like that. So number 6, which might be a surprise for some people, but it's not for me, is One
Oh,
Piece.
shit. It's not
Okay.
a surprise for you.
Okay.
Yeah, people gonna sit there and say it's blasphemous. Watch,
No,
but
look,
One Piece is at number 6 for me.
that's good though. That's solid.
So
It's in the top 10. It's,
yeah,
you know, if it's in the top 10, you
there's
can't
somebody
really-
gonna be still mad at that.
It's
Oh, well, it's mine, not
that's what I'm
yours.
saying. It's not your list, so you'll be all right.
All right, now we in the top 5.
Woo.
My 5 is gonna be Black Clover.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I really liked how they did Black Clover, like even with the story, like the
Yeah.
plot twist, things like that. And it's still going, so they can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Yep. From here.
Yeah.
Number 4 is going to be Hunter x Hunter.
Ah. Okay.
Don't start your shit, man.
I'm not. I'll say that for later.
My number 3 is going to be One Punch Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like, that's really-
it's I can understand that.
like
I can
you know how
understand.
people have their like they comfort animes. That's one of my
Okay.
comfort animes, which I've watched a couple times over and over.
Yeah.
I just really love the concept. But this
Concept's-
bro just getting
yeah.
it done with this.
Yeah. Raw dogging
And
it.
I like how they just focus on the other characters and not necessarily the
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah.
Like even though he's the MC, like they build the story around other characters and they
Yeah.
incorporate him in that.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the like far as like stories, characters, every single thing that you would want out of an anime. That's what I feel like Naruto is. And my number 1 should not come surprise to nobody.
I wonder what it could be.
It's
Truly.
Dragon Ball Z.
Ah.
It is my all-time favorite anime of all time. I never get sick of it. I can continue to watch it and still feel the same way I felt when I first watched it. And those are my top 10.
When is your birthday?
June 28th.
Oh, pass. I was gonna say we can see when we can get you that Yamcha rug.
I'm going to buy that shit, yo.
Yo.
Put that right in my living room. All right, so who's going to be next?
You want to be next?
I'll go next. So there is a tie for 10th.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it's between Chainsaw Man and then
Wow.
yeah, I really liked it. I really liked
Oh,
it.
that's right. You were watching it and you just finished it recently.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
That and Summertime Rendering. Those
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Summertime, like that was a really
That
good
was really
show.
good, yeah.
That was
that
really
was a
good.
great story too.
And I like to be mind fucked, and I like emotional trauma.
Yo, that sounds crazy. How you said that sounded crazy.
yo, hey, yo.
In terms of my shows,
I get what you're saying. It's just the way that you said it. Like I like to get mind fucked. I'm just like, oh wow. Well, yeah, it definitely has that type of aspect, like the
Yeah.
twists and
that's-
turns and shit like that. It was very good.
and then Chainsaw Man, like the emotional damage. I also like that in my
Emotional
shows.
damage.
Pretty much because
Absolutely.
like you get attached to a character and boom,
Yeah.
they're gone. Like
Yo, the Pochito, the chain, the little
yeah, the little guy. Like,
That's easily one of the cutest characters ever
Right?
in recent history.
so then number 9 we have Naruto.
Okay.
And it's just so low on the list for me because I would never watch it again. As much as I love it, like I just wouldn't watch it again.
It's too much. I feel
I
like
can-
when,
I can-
when stuff has
I could see certain arcs, certain parts,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not
Certain
from the beginning.
scenes,
Yeah,
from
not
the
from the
beginning, like,
beginning.
I would
Not
from
never
the
watch
beginning
it.
all the way up. That's why I
Yeah.
don't understand how people do that with One Piece.
You know. That and for me personally, it was just too much filler. But
Gotcha.
so that's why it's so low. Then at number 8 we have Black Clover.
Okay.
I really appreciate how they went and told each side character's story, so we know more about like the characters on the team and not just all of Asta's story.
All right.
At number 7 we have Full Metal Alchemist. I really
Okay,
enjoyed that one. That was a good show. Number 6 we have Hunter x Hunter. Ridge. And then the top 5 are ones that I've either watched, well, no, except for one, I would watch again or have watched again. And
Okay.
again, except for one, because one I'm just not watching again.
Right.
And at
Makes
number
sense.
5, yes. And at number 5, we have Attack on Titan. And it's
Yeah.
not just because of Aaron. I really do like the story development, and I like how if I were
Yeah.
to watch it again, you see like a lot of foreshadowing.
Right.
in it.
Yeah.
Like, I really like a good story and good story building.
They did.
Attack on Titan was really good.
They did a great job of building out that world.
Yeah.
Even though that initial experience, like the first episode, there's a lot that happens, but then even after that, they build out the world
Exactly.
from there. So
So yeah, it was just really good storytelling, and I love a good story. At number 4, we have Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Because that is really a classic for me, and I've watched it more than once. Obviously, that's like I'm a girl, so that's a girl's girl thing. At number 3, we have Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Of course, top
I'm
3.
surprised it's that high on the list.
Yeah, I love that. Was like one of the first animes I've ever watched. So yeah, and I've watched it twice now. So
Okay.
yeah. I don't talk about it a lot because I just feel like it's very oversaturated, but that's one of my faves.
Yeah, I respect it.
Number 2 is One Piece. Yeah, I just, since watching it, last year, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
We all know what number 1 is.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, obviously.
No, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean, like, it don't get much better than that. Like,
Thank you for waking me up.
that just like it. I love that they told such a good story in such a short amount of time, and they didn't drag anything out. We got complex characters. We got a lot of character development. Some good villains. So it's just always gonna be a fave. I watched it like 6 times now. So
Sheesh.
yeah.
Well, I can't say that. I've probably watched One Punch Man about like.
It's not me.
Is that?
I don't think it's me.
No, that's you.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that don't sound like mine.
But
But yeah, so that's
Okay.
my top 10.
Awesome.
okay, good list. Both are very good lists.
Oh shit.
Reg about to have some shit I don't even know on here.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's what I do. So my list, of course, it's my top 10.
Yep.
So at number 10, I have Dragon Ball Z.
That
Oh,
low?
Damn. That's,
See?
that's
My
a
bad. Hold on.
bar.
I forget you've been in this game for a long time, so I get
Yeah,
it.
it's-
But
there's. I mean, now I could probably come up with 20 honorable mentions for my top 10.
Shit, me too.
So,
well,
you
I
know,
get it. You've seen a lot.
Yeah,
like how much shit you see compared to us is like.
Yeah, so that's
So
part of the reason
I
why.
get it.
That's
I
part
get
of the
it.
reason why it's not. But because it's OG, because it's solid as far as the initial, and even through is that they kept the story solid and far the action and just keeping the pace moving. It's you gotta respect it, So it's still good. I'm not excited about what's the
Oh, that whatever the
Dyma.
fuck. No.
I'm not excited about
I'm
Dyma,
not excited
but
about that at all.
the other one, the rest, they bring back whatever Super or whatever they call it after Super.
Yeah, bring that.
I'm still excited about that. My next one, since we just said anime and we didn't say just separate between movies and anime, I have movies on my list.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So
anime.
at number 9, I have Spirited Away.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great movie, coming of age story, just a girl growing up, having to face a situation where she was trying to rescue her parents and in a whole different world, and she was a bit of a crybaby, and kind of found out that's not how it's not going to work out like that. So, I think it's a great story. It's a story that I think younger kids can watch. It's kind of like the world is kind of scary, but I think it's something good for like if you have younger kids that are interested in anime, around 10 years old, 7, 8, 9 years old. I think they could enjoy something like that as well. At number 8 is Fist of the North Star.
Hey,
Because
I'm talking about. It's crazy. We both had that at 8.
yeah, I was surprised too. It's one of the OG ones. Like it's one of my OG ones from way back in the day, and it's just it laid the path for Dragon Ball Z
and other things too.
all the other things that are similar to Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, that's number 8. After that, I have Gundam Seed.
Hey,
Stick to 2.
yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Look.
What number is this? 6,
7.
7. Gundam Seed. All right.
Gundam Seed. Just I like the MC. Some people who are Gundam fans don't like the MC. I think the MC is really. I like his developmental arc. I like how the other characters, like his boy, ends up being his enemy in the first season, and it's like they didn't know they were going to be enemies, and it's like they end up being enemies, and they both survive. But it's really great story because they really delve into his boy and his boy's situation with his family and power struggles and all this other stuff. So it's a really good story. Of course, Gundam tends to have a really good story. Number 6. Is it number 6?
I think
Should be.
so.
Yeah. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
Okay.
Great. It's newer because I think it came out in the last 5-6 years. But it has an old school look.
Okay.
Oh,
It's kind of like a zombie attack situation,
Okay.
and the MC goes through a whole bunch of shit. So, and it's plenty of action. Like I said, since it's a zombie thing, it's killing all the time. So it's great.
Can't argue that.
Great.
Love stuff like that.
Yeah. Now,
Top 5.
Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, I knew that was going to make it on there.
It's another, just like Gundam's world building, the story they tell, as far as just not just the main characters, but just the world that they exist in. And this is like child soldiers and them being basically outcasts on society, and so they're fighting a war for, this
People
other.
don't even fuck with them.
Yeah, and so they're just outcasts, and how they rise from that into a better situation. Just an awesome story. And the mechs, of course, are very interesting. Now, the next is Akira,
Okay.
the movie. It's another
That is
OG,
a good one.
another OG one where it's just like there's so much in that, in just the art and the character design and the storytelling and what direction they're going with the story and what the story is actually about, and how it's set in a situation where it's like New Tokyo, like in the future, but it's, still, a bunch of delinquents that, you know what I mean, nobody cares about. So it's like there's a lot going on in that story as well. So, of course,
A lot of animations have come from that too.
yeah, that's why I said it's like very inspirational. Very inspired so many other things. My next is Princess Mononoke,
That's a good one.
which, like I said, another just awesome story. Just great story, beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
Just really beautiful artwork, and just really gut wrenching. As far as like the MC, from like shortly after the beginning of the movie, you think the MC is going to end up dying, and it's not till the very, very end, because even when him solving the problem doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to save his life, but he's still setting out to solve the problem. So it's like that's a really great MC to me. Like how they wrote that character, it's beautifully done. And my top two, Cowboy Bebop at number 2.
All right.
The series and the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, you got to watch the movie. If you've seen the series but you haven't watched the movie,
I haven't seen the movie.
Got to watch the movie. Movie's awesome. There's a slow point, but other than that slow point, the movie is really, really good. And at number 1,
Drum roll.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh wow, I was not expecting that.
Ghost in the Shell, the movie, and the series, and all the series that came from the movie. That's my number 1. That is my number 1. Just great sci-fi world. Wonderful characters. Like the series does a very good job of showing the background of each of the characters, each of the main characters in the show, and telling you about how they met. The captain, Makoto Shishio, and she's a awesome character, because it's like, for her, she's not sure if she's an AI creation or a real human being.
All right.
And so it's that whole situation. That's the play. That's the interplay in all of what she's dealing with. It's like, am I just a normal human being because, she's in a cybernetic body. She's in a, like a robotic body.
Android.
Yeah. Well, no.
Cyborg.
Because it's like you have your own brain, and you can switch.
Same
You can
shit.
literally switch bodies. See.
There you go.
What?
Same shit.
But no, you could literally switch bodies into different types of bodies.
Right.
And so it'd still be your brain in a different type of body. But
Man.
that is sci-fi wise.
Yeah,
And I
sci-fi was that's one of them ones.
Yeah, it's really,
Kind of
really
went
great.
against the grain though. I wasn't expecting that to be number 1.
Yeah, but that is really, really that's my number 1.
Awesome.
If there was more Cowboy Bebop seasons or movies, then that probably
That's
would've-
kind of where
that
I was
would've
thinking
been
that was
number
going to be
one.
number 1. I
Yeah,
think number
but that's
one
why it
would
was
be
number
Cowboy
2,
Bebop.
because it was
Well, that's why it's number
that's why it was number 2, because it had to be up there.
Yeah,
It had to
absolutely.
be up there.
I expect nothing less. All right, so now we got to move on to our next segment, which is
What are we doing next?
the hot takes.
Oh my!
Oh, we're doing hot takes and inside. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
doing our anime hot takes.
Anime hot takes.
And
which
this is
mine.
Ayana's segment, so she's going to kick it off.
Get my
Oh,
little
wow.
list ready.
Set it off.
Set it off. Let's see.
So my first one is, and if you've been keeping up with the manga, you would know. I feel like Gege or Gigi, however you want to pronounce his name, I feel like he's lost the plot. Like, I don't know what we're doing here anymore. Are you caught up
On the manga.
in the manga?
What show?
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh, yeah, no.
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 Okay.
Nah.
Well,
You can talk about it. It don't bother me, but
it just like I just
Well,
really
are we spoiler alerting right now? or
no, I won't go into the. I just feel like it's just been so much that's happened, and like we're kind of dropping characters off and just like not saying what happened to them, and like we don't know where they are. We got into a completely different fight. They were fighting. We haven't seen them in like at least 10 chapters. Like, where are they? What are they doing? Are they gonna come help? Like, what's going on here? Like, we were starting the culling games, and now we're here. Are they still going on? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? No, and it doesn't even say they got packed up. We literally saw like them fighting, and then we just haven't gotten back to it. We don't know if they're dead. We don't know who died. Like, there's some nigga out in the forest. We don't know what happened to him. Like, it's just, I just really feel like we lost the plot. Like, I feel like
they're gonna connect the dots at some point.
I sure should hope so, because
I feel like they're gonna connect the dots. I don't feel like they're gonna leave that just out in the open and just, all right, we just forgot about them or something.
Because honest to God, we still don't know what happened to Nobara or Kugisaki. Like, they said she might have been alive, but literally just haven't seen her. And we're at chapter, 426 or some shit like that, 264 or something like that. Literally haven't seen her since Shibuya. Roll call. So yeah, I feel like my man's or lady has completely lost supply, and I don't know where we're going.
I think they're gonna connect the dots.
I don't know. I hope so, because
I feel like they're just leaving those cliffhangers and then gonna connect the dots later on in the series. That's just me. That's what I think.
We keep our fingers crossed. My second hot take is I think there's just an oversaturation of the whole magic anime thing. Like, I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm inclined to agree.
I agree. I think part of it is
magic is popular right now. Like,
but I think it's easier to write a character getting severely injured and then you can just bring him back
by healing magic.
Yeah. Healing magic or resurrecting or whatever. I think it's easier to put your characters in severe danger.
But you gotta look at it, man. A lot of the magic animes are one of the most popular ones. You got like Black Clover, Farron, Marshall.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Is it wrong to pick up girls in jungle?
Yeah, like there's such a popular market for like magic stuff, and it's so versatile. You can go so many different ways with it.
Isekai kind of tends to go in that direction most of the time as well. So yeah,
I do feel like it's oversaturated though.
Like I'll go to watch a new one, I'm like, it's another magic one. Well, strap myself in.
I mean, but Free Run was dope.
Yeah, Free Run was really good. That's why I said it's not that I don't like them. I just feel like it's all over. Like so many of the new ones that are coming out. It's just like I want to see something a little different. And I think that's why I like Chainsaw Man so much, because
that's different. That was different.
It was different.
That was definitely different.
So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, and I know you will agree. When I was, just binging it, it was fine. But like now that I'm like reading it week to week, Oda is fucking dragging it. I feel like I'm like, girl, please, every week, and he just sprinkles little crumbs and is like, okay, send you on your way.
It's funny because that was one of my hot takes.
And I'm just like,
I'm gonna chime in because that was one of my hot takes because there's people, and I've seen videos as recently that, One Piece isn't that long. Like people don't have enough attention span to like, no, the shit's too fucking long.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: it's like just like you say, comfort anime, and I think if you're gonna thug it out and watch, say I'm gonna watch all of One Piece. Mm-hmm. And after you get into the groove, after you're about 300 episodes in, and so get off work, whatever, your little routine, and then you throw on One Piece, it becomes part of your day,
right?
And so you're familiar with it, and so it's like okay, but it's different than going week to week, waiting for new episodes or you know what I mean. That's not the same.
If you haven't watched it, like
that's
it's
what I'm
more
saying.
easier to get
it's
through.
Easier to get through if you're just binging it.
Like once
you're waiting on episodes. Yeah, once you're waiting on episodes, it's like what.
But like I'm waiting a week to get literally crumbs.
That's the point.
I'm waiting another week.
And that's that because it's not just people say One Piece isn't that long. People say One Piece doesn't have any filler.
The crazy thing.
Are you insane?
The crazy thing about it is I feel like there's episodes that are part of the story that feel like filler.
because
it's just like, bro, we're not progressing anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Just a little background information. And
yeah, like you get 2 minutes of the intro, then you get 2 minutes of the recap, then you get then you get a little bit of the progression of the story. Then there's a backstory or a flashback.
Yeah. And to me,
then to be continued.
yeah.
Like for the past 2 months, we've been like kind of on the same thing.
Yeah, we're
Like,
not moving.
We're not really moving much in the past 2 months. Like it's like
and we're not going to.
nah.
We're not going to.
Like the message we're getting could have been in 1 or 2 chapters, but it's literally been like a good 8, 9, and then have the nerve to be taking breaks for like 2-3 weeks, like to come back and give like
it's too long. I don't care what the fans are saying. Like this shit should have ended already. Like had this shit would have ended like in 1,000 episodes, I would have been okay with that. Yeah, it took a little bit longer, but we got to the end. But now that we're at 1,000 plus, and we're just
the final saga.
Yeah,
so
we're not really moving anywhere.
Over.
We're still in Eggland. Like we're not even getting to Elbath and all that other shit. Like it's shit's too fucking long. Like and dealing with One Piece, there's three type of One Piece type of when you're talking about One Piece. You got the One Piece fanatic that One Piece can't do no wrong. It's not too long. Blah 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 blah. You got the One Piece haters that just hate on it or don't like it or shit on it because it's too long. And then you got people that I feel like I fit in this category where you respect what One Piece is, you enjoy it, it's good.
But you're capable of critiquing.
But you're able to critique it and be critical about it. Like this shit's too fucking long. Me and her are caught up. Love One Piece. It's too fucking long.
They're just really.
This shit should have ended.
Dragging it.
When this shit came out, I was 9 years old. Like I'm 33 now. Like cut it the fuck out. Like it's time to wrap this shit up, bro. Like it be following the same formula. Like an island or a place needs liberation, and then Luffy fights somebody, and then they have a feast at the end. Like,
well, ain't gonna be no feasting, but this time, at least this time, they're fucking free.
Yeah, we finally gotten away from. Someone's gonna still need some saving, but.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously, naturally, somebody gonna need some saving. But
at this point, bro, we gotta move on. The fanatics don't want to see it. Don't want to see it end. But the people that are critical about that, enjoy it, and critical that we're ready for this shit. We're ready to move on.
Yeah, I understand that.
Next, and this is critical of my favorite anime, but I think Yu Yu Hakusho should have had a different or better ending. I don't know, and I get it because Tagashi, he was getting sick or whatever, but the ending just felt very rushed, in my opinion. So that's my hot take about that. My next one is Boruto isn't bad.
It's not.
I don't know why people say it's bad. It's just not Naruto's story.
People hate on it because the characters they grew up on, Naruto and stuff like that, they kind of got nerfed a little bit.
And sure did, but that's fine because they're getting older. It's not about them. You know what I mean?
Like it's not about people can't detach from. All right, this is they think it's a continuation of Naruto, and it's not.
I will agree that it's too much filler.
If they're nerfing, if they're nerfing characters though, that's kind of I don't know.
But it's not about them.
I understand it, but your top dogs ain't gonna be the top dogs forever.
But but that's why it's like if you're in your own situation, your own battle somewhere else, you don't have to be considered stronger than Naruto to deal with whatever you're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? But if you're nerfing a character,
it's really because all right, Naruto. Spoiler alert: Naruto lost Kurama. Sasuke lost his Rinnegan, so you seeing your peak guys kind of losing their shit that made what they are kind of.
Okay.
So that's really what it's boiled down to, and people just can't accept the fact that Rock Lee guy, that was that guy in Naruto. He's just like in Boruto. You got to realize it's about the story after them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, I think people wouldn't be as upset if there was more story, of Naruto in between.
Yeah, but if you read the manga and stuff and actually pay attention to the story, the story's actually really good.
Oh, I'm not arguing because I caught a couple episodes and I was like, this isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? But it's just
like you said, too much filler. But that's Naruto in a nutshell. But to
be honest, but but yeah, I think it's just if people feel like the Naruto story hadn't been told fully to go to Boruto.
Right.
I think that's really where
Like
the
there was
issue is.
there was a gap in between.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
went for
And that's fair.
There's like a 16-year gap where like 10 or 12 years. I don't know how old Boruto is.
I think they got to be like at least 12 or something.
Yeah, 12. It's like there's
Yeah.
a 12-year gap
Yeah, so that's
from there. You know, people want to see
at least a couple of them
like
years.
Kakashi as his time
Yeah.
as being Hokage and Naruto as getting to the point where he was Hokage. And I get that whole aspect, but they moved on from that.
Yeah.
You just gotta accept it and just move on. Like
Orochimaru is a good guy now, you know? Sort of.
he's just being complacent. I don't think he's
Whose
being a
body
good
is he
guy.
in now?
His own feminine self. Okay, he done turned into a mom.
Because
sorta.
what's that dude's name?
Stop.
The dude that be with Boruto, no, I forget his name.
Amitsuki, his kid.
Yeah, he was made for a reason.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
We don't know what that reason is,
Nah.
but bro just don't got it like that just for no reason.
I don't think that he ever lost his being on bullshit. But
Yeah.
at least for now,
Yeah, he's invited
It's-
to the cookout.
it's really.
Her
You know
cookout.
what?
Her cookout. They're shooting at her cookout.
We've moved on.
Would you say the spectator shooter 9,000?
The bystander, the bystander blaster 9,000. Yeah, he got that shit. Oh shit!
I can't stand y'all. I really can't. Truly. But my next one is I don't like when they change the intro music halfway through the season.
That's the what?
No,
Some
I
of
get,
it,
I get
I
attached to
kind
the
of
song.
felt like that too. But some of the
No.
new shit be fire though. Like,
Yeah, but when they change it for something that's really good to something that's mid, I'm just like,
all right, that's
Well-
that's when I don't like it.
Okay.
but you gonna have hit or misses like that.
But here's the thing. A lot of times when the music changes, the story has progressed in a certain way,
I don't want to hear that.
and so the opening and so the music changes in the direction of accent
right,
the direction of the story change.
right.
Moving right along.
So you know.
I'll be liking some of the songs and they change it. I'm like,
you know.
well, I guess I'll skip the intro again. We're almost done. I feel like they shouldn't.
You took a page out of my
I
book.
did. I had a lot of hot takes. I got a lot of opinions. I feel like they shouldn't adapt the manga into the anime if they're not going to stick true to the story. Like, I hate when they just finish the anime and give it like some random ending because the manga isn't done, and then they redo it to give it the right ending. Like, why did we?
Okay,
Why
so
do we do that?
So I have to piggyback on this because one of my hot takes is the anime doesn't have to closely follow the manga.
I
It's
kind of like that. It
What?
sticks to the regular regular
see-
story, but there's some animes that I've never read the manga, so I'm not going to know anyway. So
yeah,
what?
but a lot of times it doesn't necessarily just like when they try and do a live action from an anime, it doesn't always translate well because just certain shit it just doesn't work. And so I would say in the same way, some anime doesn't directly, the manga, it works as a manga, it doesn't work as anime.
But see, in most cases, they do that just because it's not done yet and they want to finish the anime.
Well, I know what you're saying, but a lot of times it doesn't necessarily. Sometimes they can diverge.
I will agree to disagree.
But I think they can diverge. I think sometimes certain stories work better as a manga and certain stories work better as an anime. So the emphasis in the anime is going to be different than the emphasis in the manga, just because of how the story is written and what translates better to the different medium.
What do you think would translate better on paper than on the screen?
Certain situations, it's easier to do more suspenseful stuff in manga than it is in anime.
How so?
Just because manga is only a certain number of, you know what I mean? It's only a certain number of,
Like panels?
panels. And so in anime, it's like you can only do with so much suspense to an extent. And then you have to progress the story. You know what I mean? Stuff
Dragon Ball
has to.
Z says otherwise.
Well, and that's why people and how many people complain about the fact that Krillin's rolling around on the ground waiting for Goku to show up. It's the same. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You can only do with so much suspense and certain types of things, it doesn't translate well into.
I got the imagery.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah,
that.
listen,
Everybody's
I
seen that.
get
It's
it.
like, oh, Goku. And then 2 episodes later, oh, Goku. And you're like, oh, come on. Come on. So it's the same thing. It's like it doesn't necessarily translate well. But I understand what you're saying because it's like, but also I think one of the things with manga is even though there's a drawing, there's a lot of times your imagination is more vivid than the anime. And so the anime kind of tries to tell the story in a certain way. And if it diverges from what you imagined on a certain level in certain scenes and certain pieces, you start to say, it's not as good. And it's like, well, no, you imagined this and that was fantastic for you when you read the manga. But now that you're seeing it done, it's slightly different vision, slightly different concept. And it's like, well, that's not what I imagined. Yeah. And that's why I said it's like they can diverge because it becomes harder to fill in because you're filling in the gaps. And so it's like there's not as much room for your imagination. So when you say, oh, well, this is different, kind of, because you kind of imagined in this, like you got the framework and then you imagine the pieces that it fit in the framework. And then when it's animated, it's not all the pieces that you imagine. You're like, because, it's like, I don't like how they did this character. I don't like this, it's that type of thing. So I think sometimes the anime is going to diverge and it's okay. It's okay.
Then my last one is that Neon Genesis Evangelion is really just a terrible anime. If it ruffles your feathers, I really don't give a fuck because that was literally that was the worst anime I've ever watched, and it's hard for me to say that because like I've seen a good amount, and like some are like okay, but like that's absolutely the worst. I should not go 24 episodes and not know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
there's just no way I should have.
It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
I don't understand the popularity. I don't understand how some people have it ranked as high as they do. But I mean, I don't know if it's the worst I've seen.
Yeah,
but it's definitely towards the bottom for me too.
It's not the worst I've seen, but I understand why it is. That's why it's something I would never suggest to someone unless they're like, I'm like, if you're into horror, and I mean, you said you like being mind fucked, but
I do. So like, I love Junji Ito. Like that's like weird, like mind fucked horror. That shit.
It's because it's all over the place. I feel like Neon would have been a lot better had they actually had a story that they stuck to throughout the shit. But it's so all over the place, you don't really get what's really going on.
That's why I said when because I was like, I watched it and I was like, I watched a lot of older stuff,
right? So
it's like, okay, it's just weird and okay, it's weird.
Yeah, but then you got like a bad MC too that kind of makes it like.
Well, but see, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's the MC, but part of the story is the fact that the MC doesn't know what's going on because, well, it's not confirmed, but spoiler alert, it's basically like a clone of a clone of a clone or whatever.
Oh, he is?
He's basically like a clone of a
shit. I don't know.
That's why old girl is in love with him. The older chick is in love because he's a clone of his brother who died who was supposed to be piloting the thing. Yeah, see, that's the point.
When did that happen?
That's
Do I have to watch the movie?
That's the inferred story
inferred?
behind.
When?
As you watch it, remember
it.
when he first meets the girl who's like multiple years, she's like 21 and he's like 12, right?
Yeah, the teacher or whatever.
Yeah,
the fake teacher or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck
she's like 21, he's 12.
or Misako or whatever.
And it's like she's on him in a way that just doesn't make sense. Because he looks like his brother, and they talk about his brother, who you never hear about, and it's like, that's his brother was. Yeah, it's that's why I said it's like these are the things that are implied that I got from it, implied in the story. But I'm like,
I think,
that's why I said it's not
why,
really something that you can just be like anybody just watching and be like, oh yeah, this all make no, it doesn't make any sense.
I think that's the reason why
because it still doesn't make sense.
I think that's one of the reasons why people like it is they can pull different things from it.
Exactly, I agree with that.
But to me, like when I seen it, I tried to pull a couple different angles from it. I still wasn't like,
yeah.
I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that's why it would not be something the average person I would
Yeah,
ever
I
who's
think
into
if you're
anime I
like
would ever try to
really
watch.
hardcore into like horror type of stuff like
Yeah,
that,
it'll
I don't even think it's really horror though.
but horror and like I don't want to say mystery, but like kind of like a
No, I'm not saying it's hardcore horror. I'm saying people that are into that type of stuff, like really hardcore, and you can start picking certain stuff. from
yeah,
it.
you can pick
I
up
think
certain
that's
things
the
from it.
aspect of why people like it.
Yeah.
So
Shit, man. But those are mine. So
No, I mean, I like I said, I understand that because, like I said, that's why I said it's like there's stuff I picked up from it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is going on. That's kind of going on behind the scenes, and this is going on, and that's why his pops doesn't really talk to him because he's a clone of his brother, and so he doesn't really want to get attached because he knows he's probably going to die. It's like all that stuff is you kind of pick up in it's like
you make me want to watch it again to try and do that, but I'm not watching it again. Like I'm just not doing it.
yeah, that's a tough rewatch.
But that's why I said I wouldn't tell anybody to watch it because you kind of have to sit with it and be like, well, what exactly is going on? And then why is this going on? And like at every piece you have to, and then, but even still at the end of the day, the creator said it's not supposed to make sense. So I don't.
Yeah, once you say that,
Yeah,
that's
it's like
everything I need to know.
I don't really care after that. That's why I was like, whatever. You know.
All right. You mind if I go next?
Go ahead.
All right, so my first one, which we kind of already discussed a little bit, is One Piece is too long. I don't care what the fanatics say. It's just too long. It doesn't take this many episodes to tell a story. We've seen plenty other anime tell other great stories in way fewer episodes. Like Full Metal Alchemist told a great story in like 64 episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So it didn't take 100.
Yashiki, the last hero, told a great story
In like
in
12.
10 or 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Shit,
Even-
Fooly Cooley
Yeah.
told a great freaking story in 6 episodes. So, like, why are we still dragging this shit along? And I feel like it could be a lot more tolerable had we
Got to the One Piece. You said,
yeah,
you said
or
that.
had we got to the one or got to like more like key plots, like we knew Emu's like identity, like if we know if Shanks is an op or not, like if we like found the One Piece or whatever, like if we got into those points already and the story continued after that, I feel like it'd be a lot more tolerable. But since we're getting to the end to find out these things, it's just making it insufferable a little bit, just a tad bit, like. So that's one of mine. My other one is, I think out of the big three, I think Bleach has the best music.
Easily.
Yeah, like far as like
Easily.
Yeah, like
They shit is hitting
yeah.
on a regular basis. Yeah.
And this is another part of one of my hot takes. I also under like out of the big three, I understand why it's at 3.
Yeah.
I
But
understand
here's
why it's at
here's
3.
the question. And this is my question for you. Just piggybacking off of that. Do you feel like Bleach was for a slightly older audience than the other two?
I feel like it's not for the newer anime crowd. Like far as
Well, what I mean by the slightly older audience, you know how stuff is targeted to
right.
12 to, you know what I mean, like certain,
Right.
under a certain age.
Yeah.
I feel like Bleach was targeted towards a
You said
slightly
it's
older,
more complex. Is
just
that
a
what you're trying to
slightly older crowd.
Yeah, because the
MC is older, and yeah,
because you know most. Well, I wouldn't say because he's around the same age as Luffy and Naruto and shit like that.
no,
so.
Naruto when you first started.
Well,
Naruto,
yeah, not the first, but
That's
like in,
and that's,
like
that's
in
what I'm saying.
Shippuden,
That's what I'm
like
saying. But
they
that's
were
why I said
16 in
Shippuden was
Yeah, like
later. But
Ichigo,
like I
like
said,
17
Ichigo,
or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
he's
so.
like 16 when it starts,
Right.
and so he's like 17. You know what I mean? So because everybody's
Yeah,
like nobody's like immature.
I think
like
a lot
young,
of the
young,
stuff
young.
that kills it, like with me, is like the filler arc.
That's
Like,
now, I'm glad you
filler
used my
ep-
term.
filler
He
ep-
used my term, filler arcs, because they're arcs.
Filler arc
It's
is
a
Filler
filler,
episodes
but
is
it's an arc.
crazy.
Filler
It's an arc.
episodes is enough to deal with, but when you got filler arcs,
But that's
like it's just like, bro, what? Because I thought I missed something. Because they was going to save Orihime, and the next thing I know, they ain't back at the school. I'm like, wait, they rescued her already?
So let me
Nah,
go
it's
back.
a
and
filler
forth.
arc.
I'm like, what the fuck? Then it was a whole. I'm like, oh, it's a couple episodes, and I had to go back. I'm like, wait, this is why did it just skip to this? Like we in the middle of we was in the middle of a great fight scene, and now we just back in school. Like,
yeah, filler arc.
and we had like 20 something episodes of bullshit. We could have really just. I didn't need that Bount arc. I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I could have been completely good without that in there.
But it's you got this was a different era, so
Yeah. But my next one is, and I love this anime. It's my favorite, Dragon Ball Z, but it does get a little repetitive, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm just like, bro, how many times is Goku going to come in and save the day?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they should start trying to go another route, and I feel like they're starting to do that now a little bit, just a tad bit. But like, yeah, they tried that whole shit in the Cell arc with Gohan being because if you remember, that was supposed to be
he was supposed to be
the next up, and then
Goku
the
was
fans
supposed to
wanted
stay
so
dead.
much. Yeah, Goku was supposed to stay dead, and the popularity of Goku, they had to bring him back.
Yeah.
He was so I kind of like, yeah, we can't just kill him off. We got to bring him back, and then we still was all right. Goku got to be the end all be all. So,
Well, that kind of shows the whole situation with Boruto.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
And then my last one is, I feel as though Dragon Ball Z Abridged, that was made by Team 4-Star, shout out to them, is just as good as Dragon Ball Z. And if somebody were to say it was better, I wouldn't argue it. Because, bro, like, when you want to talk about, like, comedic, like, genius.
It is.
Like, great, like, the writing.
Absolutely.
Top tier.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why I love it so much, because it's my favorite anime in a comedic, twisted, like, version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so great.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I love it. And it's just like, I've probably rewatched it as much as I've rewatched the actual like
wild.
show. It's so good.
Yeah, it's
like a modernized, Americanized, like comedic version of Dragon Ball Z, and that's
If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you should definitely watch.
You should definitely
Yeah.
watch it. You're doing a disservice by not watching it.
Yeah.
So those are mine.
Okay. My hot takes. My first one is just simply there should be more anime movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's a movie from a series or just something that, just a manga that's, you tell the story in a movie form instead of it just getting a series. That absolutely needs to happen more. I think a lot of stuff, the story is solid. I understand why you can probably, I guess, through advertising or whatever, make more money off of it being a series, but I think it'll be better. A lot of stuff would be better served as a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
that
complex.
Yeah, I wish Demon Slayer would do that instead of just running
Well,
seasons over with and calling it movies.
Well, that's what they're doing now. But
The fact that they split the whole last arc up into 3 movies, like,
Bullshit.
well, I will say there's. I understand.
No, I don't.
No, I understand why you're saying bullshit.
Right.
I'm saying if they need the time and situation to animate it
yes.
and keep it at the quality that they want to keep it at, I can understand them breaking it up and doing that.
Because if you look at it, not all, but some of the movies is non-canon anyway, so you can really go in any type of direction.
All right, so
with
now you just gave me another hot take. The canon shit needs to stop.
What
Just
you mean by
fucking
that?
stop.
What you mean by that?
It's you could. I understand their side stories and all that. God damn it! Stop with the canon. That's
man,
it's too much.
If it's canon, it's canon.
It's too much. It's too much. If every time they make something, or somebody makes something, it's like, well, is that canon? I don't know if that's canon. Who cares? Enjoy the story.
I care to a certain extent.
Enjoy the story. I understand if there's some random thing that they make a Dragon Ball Z movie and there's some new transformation and and it's never talked about again. Then I understand and been like, okay, what's going on with that?
I'll say this: since Super has come out, all the movies have been canon.
Yeah.
So,
but before that,
back in the day, there used to be stuff,
and I'm like, I don't even understand that at that point. Like, that's why I was like, okay, so this predates all this other stuff, but you're gonna say, oh well, it's not canon because It's
Well, I
just
mean,
not
if you
canon.
look at that, even like the older like Dragon Ball Z shit, like Tree of Might and World Strongest, that stuff's not technically canon.
And that's my point. Why? That's what I'm trying to, because you could because it's like a side story in a timeline essentially. And so it's like, okay, just you can figure out based upon whose power and where the level they're at and what they're using, where they're basically at in the timeline. So it's like it's just a side story on the timeline. The whole canon thing, come on. You know what I mean? It's like to me it's an unnecessary thing. You know, it's like, I mean, I got a podcast on the internet now, so but it's like so people could complain, say something, oh, that's not canon, and argue about it. And it's like, just enjoy the story, y'all. Just enjoy the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just enjoy the story. Stop making it into a fake dick measuring contest. It's like, stop. You know, I'm a super fan. That's not canon. This is because in this episode,
Man, that's a whole nother.
It's like, stop.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Just stop. You know, as for me, it's like, my other hot take is, y'all youngsters need to watch some more older stuff just to get an understanding of where the stuff that you like came from, and appreciating pacing and storytelling, because a lot of the older stuff, the pacing and storytelling is better.
Yeah, I was about to say, because we could appreciate pacing and storytelling when it comes to most of the shit. It's just that one that can't get that pacing shit right. But I think now with this flux of like new like anime fans, I think it's going to be hard for them to kind of get into that old stuff, because what they were introduced is like newer shit.
Yeah.
Newer animation.
So like a lot of them wasn't in the trenches like us when we were growing up watching this stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what we had growing up.
But there's a level of quality on a lot of the older stuff,
Right.
that you still have to acknowledge.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff,
You know
is,
what I
bro.
mean?
A lot of the stuff that's popular now is just great animation.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So
yeah. I mean,
cool
and,
characters, stuff to cosplay as. Like,
yeah,
it's not a lot of people that's really like into like the depth of like
Yeah.
that type of shit. So I get what you're saying, that the people that they should watch that type of stuff. I don't know if it's ever going to get to that point.
yeah. I mean, it's it's one, and the thing is, it's not 50, 60, 80 episodes.
Right.
So a lot of them can really get through it. It's like, just look for some older stuff. You know what I mean? And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, especially if you want, because now there's more divergence as far as the different categories of anime. Like you said, like, there's horror and there's mystery, suspense, and stuff like that. And it's like, they've had that. A lot of that stuff has been around for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of the stuff that's now is just like little things of back then.
Yeah. Like, if you're tired of magic, well, there's a show called Pat Labor, and it's basically, it's mechs,
Right.
but it's solving mysteries. It's solving, so it's like police mechs, but they're solving a mystery about situation. So it's like, there's other stuff that kind of crosses certain genres that's still, you know what I mean? That's still very interesting. And,
Yeah, not to cut you off, but what was the name of that anime where that guy is like a detective? That little like
Detective
kid,
Conan?
Detective Conan?
the guy, he was an adult and got turned to like a
Yeah,
kid.
Detective
Yeah,
Conan.
Detective
I didn't know that shit was still going on.
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
another.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So you talk about repetitive.
Yeah, get your shit together. There should be no
Talk about
reason. There should
repetitive.
be no reason why that guy's still a kid.
I think he turned back into an adult and then turned back into a kid or
Yeah,
something
for like a
that.
hot second.
Yeah, so but it's
Yeah, stop it.
well, that's
Yeah,
kind of like
y'all getting shots fired at y'all too. Stop it.
Well, that's kind of like what happened with Inuyasha, and why I kind of stepped back from that. It's like,
Yeah, that's why it's not on the favorites. I rewatched it and I was just like,
because up to a
It's
point,
hard.
it was cool, and then it's like, okay, the freaking the Hornets show up, and then this shows up, and then it's, oh my god. So
Oh man, I mean that show was kind of carried by Shishomaru and
just
and
that's
then the end of music.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
yeah.
like
So
that's the one that they didn't skip. No one skipped that outro. Like,
you didn't skip
let that
out.
shit rock. But continue.
But that's it. That's it.
Okay.
I I'm not going in on any specific anime anymore. I'm gonna leave that alone. But
All right.
For our last category is yours.
Yeah,
Yes,
our
indeed.
Mount Rushmore.
That sold you.
Yeah. Mount Rushmore for side characters.
Side characters. Now,
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
well, no, I was
Sit
gonna
down.
say I was gonna say it. Now the question is your definition of a side character.
Not the main character.
Okay. So, on mine, I have Krillin.
Krillin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that, but okay.
See, hater.
I just rolling on the ground. Continue.
Hey, he's a survivor though.
Hey, my bro, he got my respect, man.
Police Officer Krillin. Go ahead.
Wasn't expecting that
Super
answer,
cop. That's super cop right
Yeah.
there.
Cop Krillin.
He the cop of cops. But okay.
Number 2, Wolfwood from
Okay.
yeah. So, and then Ray from Fist of the North Star,
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right.
and Jet from
Yeah, I knew he was going. Yeah.
you know
Cowboy Bebop. Yep.
yeah.
Always.
So there you go.
Okay.
All right, do you want me to go? Because I know
Go
you
ahead.
had
No,
a
go
little,
ahead.
little trouble with
Go
you.
ahead.
She had a little trouble finding out that last
Oh my
one.
goodness. It's just hard to
All right, so my
ignore
first
that.
one's going to be Vegeta, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
And so my next one's going to be Sasuke.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we are following like the
that's a
same
solid one.
timeline.
That's
Go
a
ahead.
solid
Keep
one.
going.
My third one is going to be Zoro.
Oh my
from,
goodness. Get the fuck out of my head. Like, whoa, that's a little scary.
From One Piece.
Okay.
And then my last one is Killua from Hunter x Hunter.
Wow.
Okay.
And I was almost going to pick him too. That's
Killua,
crazy.
yeah.
Ooh.
I like Killua. I like that.
Well, I still say mine, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead, you know.
So Vegeta, great character development. Kakashi, so it was that
Ah,
was very close. Like,
okay.
Kakashi's a good one. Kakashi's a
Kakashi.
really
I like
good
that.
Zoro,
Mm-hmm.
and then my last one was Levi because
Yeah.
my man's was the
Levi,
goat
yeah.
of AOT.
one.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
He was the
Levi,
guy.
yeah, Levi, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This really good list.
Thank you.
Not bad. I wasn't expecting Krillin, but, you know.
Yeah, that was
That
really
threw me
left
for a
field.
loop.
Krillins. You
I
got
like Krillin, but
the
I'm
strongest
just
human.
like-
Yeah, it just didn't
He's the
cross my
strongest
mind.
human.
Well, yeah, Tien's not a human.
He's stronger than Tien anyway.
I don't know about that.
He's stronger than Tien.
That's a different
I'm not
debate for a
sure.
different day.
I'm not sure about that one.
Because I think we're kind of out of time.
Yeah, we are out of time. Yeah,
So are we not watching, discussing again? We're not
Watch
still
and discuss and integrate.
Yeah, isn't it great?
It did end great.
Yeah,
It ain't
I
great.
think that's all we have time for.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
so- Tune in next time.
And I guess we'll have our next show ready for y'all whenever we decide that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
we
had
still-
a couple of ones that we
still-
were trying to find, but some of them had way too many episodes.
74
Some of them
was
we couldn't
crazy.
find on streaming sites. So
hard,
we'll
but we're
figure it
trying.
out and let y'all know. But we want to thank y'all again for tuning
Thank
in
you, as
to all the
always.
craziness of this episode.
Krillin.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Strongest human, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
There's a lot of crazy stuff said this episode, but hey, it is what
Not
it
for
is.
me.
Maybe. Oh man! But until we meet again, catch y'all next time.
To be
right.
continued.
Peace.
Peace.
To be continued.